towards what the police department needs.
And the reason I asked it is, I mean, for example, you got a residential neighborhood and you've got an 18-wheeler parked on the side of the road. I don't think I've seen anything urgent to address that.
No, I was listening to his,
What, for a what?
anything on the public,
18-wheeler where?
On the road.
You mean like in front of churches or?
Yeah.
anything in the public
Well, not
right
necessarily in
away.
front of churches, but in
I know, right?
a neighborhood.
I'm talking about on Sunnyside. That still just blows my mind.
I know.
And I don't care if other people are doing it and it's illegal,
Right.
then other people need to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Little dollar.
on fire. So anything on the
Yeah,
public
really.
right away, the streets, your easements, the police department can actually go there and have them remove it or they're gonna take it.
Yeah,
There's
so they're
gotta
probably
be a
like a
hindrance.
a lot of cities have like a 72-hour limit
Right.
on parking
Your big,
on the street.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not so much that I had anybody particular in mind, I was just
but in,
curious.
but in private property, that's a whole different
Yeah,
story.
yeah. This is out for me.
Cindy, how much are the drinks out of the machine?
$1.25.
You know about
But I'm going to do a quarter.
that? I don't need a quarter, I have nothing but 5 cents.
Oh, I'll trade you a one for,
Take them a one for one.
I'd rather owe you one thing.
yeah.
Because they will take a
I'd
debit card,
rather you
'cause I
owe
don't
me
carry
too.
cash.
Downtown Austin, they have all the parking meters are now on your debit card. It's awesome.
Ah, how funny.
I can never work them fast enough going downtown to San Antonio. You get so many prompts, hell, I'll be late.
So, like, if we just drop nickels and quarters in,
Yeah.
turn the crank.
Right?
Meter.
You got your, the revised plan, this is your ordinance and the agenda. And I'm making a copy.
Oh, will you make him one of these?
Yes,
Please.
yeah, we'll make you one of those.
He was
You still
crying
don't have
all
one, right?
ago.
I don't have
He
one.
didn't
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna get Monica too. Oh, again. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? Oh, good. I think, Miss, Henrietta would like you to have one of these too. There you go.
So much.
Here you are.
You got a sneak preview.
Hot number B.
Mhm.
Here's some chocolate.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Help yourself.
Sugar high speed is up, is that what we're up to?
What is that?
I gotta get at the office to do his homework, said I'll be back in a few minutes.
You've already had this thing.
Back here, Brianna.
Yes, not bloody well.
Bloody well
Your
will.
office is out off of 183, right? 183 Anderson's board there.
And Chris isn't gonna make it tonight. He, has to work late.
Who?
Chris Salamakis.
I came home that way this afternoon, I didn't see you restricting.
Ready for the holidays?
No.
My kids are.
Yeah, well, they always are. Means there's more work.
I did 90% of my online shopping today. Gift wrap shipped and sent to Florida. But most of my grandkids are. know, I've got two stuff sent to me, so I think I'm, got two presents to buy. That's it.
You've done pretty good.
I'm mostly there. I gotta get a couple more things from my wife. I always feel like I don't do enough.
She probably asked.
I used to do all that shopping with my wife, and she started doing that stuff, I was buying her, we were buying clothes, and she got tired of it, buying jewelry, and she got tired of that. It's just like, buy what the hell you want.
All right, here you go. And this parking ordinances, it disallows it, but it has a weight on it so that your gooseneck, livestock gooseneck trailers wouldn't be affected. But they're already doing it, we haven't done anything about it, so they'll be grandfathered.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Another way we can do this is say, or within,
Should we wait?
start of the meeting.
Well, whenever y'all are ready,
It can't be.
You guys want to sort this out afterwards?
let me know when y'all are ready.
I'm ready.
Right.
Okay, hold on.
Set.
We're good.
It is 6:35, December the 18th, 2013, and I am calling this meeting of the Floresville Planning and Zoning Commission into session. My name is Philip Vipond. We have committee members Teddy Harley, Jim Lawhorn, Ray Lambert, Cindy from the city, and Chris Stewart from Chris Stewart Associates, right? We'll start off, as always, with the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge.
Still got whip?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
I'll ask for citizen comment. There is none. We'll move straight on to section B, the public hearing. This is to gather input on the final draft of the ordinances of the land use plan.
We really only public here.
Okay, we bring the public hearing to a swift close and move on to new business. Okay, item A, the Planning and Zoning Committee may consider, discuss, and/or take action regarding the final draft of the land use plan. I think we've all looked at this many, many times. I'm not a good proofreader because I tend to read what I expect to be there, not what is actually there. And that's why Susan Hodges, I should have given her this for her to read, because she doesn't come back.
It's good at that.
Oh, that's what she's trained to do. But I don't see any, on this final one, any changes that need to be made, unless you guys see something I'd up. I don't want to state for the record that what we've done over the last, 8 months now? Is to try and then it really says it all in this planning context on the first page, that if we're not careful and we don't do this correctly, the community will lose its identity. And I think what we've done here is try to put together a plan that will keep the uniqueness of Floresville together, but allow for sensible and comprehensive expansion. That's my soapbox bit. And I like it, I like it. I've looked at it, and when you look at it in conjunction with the map, it makes a lot of sense. I will make this, I personally want to thank Chris Stewart for what he's done. I think he's done an excellent job here, and there's no way we could have even got 1 foot down the road without you.
I concur.
The only thing that occurred to me on this, and just, nothing on the plan itself, but on the very first paragraph, we talked about a 20-year planning horizon. On the vision, we talked about through 2025, and somewhere else along the way, we talked about a 10 to 15-year period. And I was just curious if we wanted to reconcile the various.
Well, I think we talked about it being a 20-year growth plan, give or take.
Yeah.
That could be 10, 15.
22.
Yeah, it could be 22, 24. Really depends on the pace of business.
Yeah, and I'm not so much concerned about what the actual number is,
Right.
as much as it's a matter of when we present this to the council, if they're gonna have questions about that. And,
Well, we might have done if Jim Miller was still there, but.
okay, no.
Ooh, did I say that? Oh, it's on record as well.
Yeah, that was fine.
So, yeah, I don't have any problem with the plan as it's written, or anything, that's, it was just something I noticed.
You want to make a comment on that, Chris?
And I don't, I'm trying to go back in my memory banks 8 months ago when we talked about planning horizon, and I don't remember our exact conversation there. I do know, in taking another look here at our future land use map, that we've given ourselves a good bit of area to cover, and what we think is likely to have some development within the next, I'd say 20 years. I'd say that looks like a 20-year growth.
I would say that's even more than 20 years.
And probably beyond. And then also in our vision, we've said through 2025 and beyond. So I think we've kind of tried to acknowledge, beyond, just, 11 years.
Yeah.
So past the oil boom,
Yeah.
like sustainability.
I think we could even edit it to say 2035 and probably be okay.
Probably would on that area. Yeah, because it takes so long to put these things into place.
Well, the vision says 25, the plan says 20. Why can't our vision go beyond the plan?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because anybody, if we're gone, they could take,
Well, I'll keep going.
yeah,
But it's certainly a.
but they can come in and say, well, this is the plan that we have, that they have, you're still gonna have vision.
The vision doesn't,
But this is what we see at this
I
time.
agree.
I think-
I agree.
I think probably the simplest thing to do, because we can spend the whole meeting discussing
We
this.
don't need to-
20
I think the
years.
simplest thing is probably change the vision to say 2035 and beyond. And that'll put us out 20 years at least.
And I think you need to stick with it. If you look at some of the, if you're privileged to the studies of different companies that are coming to town, have come to town, you'll see a little surpasses in some places. Thinking about it, when I did HEB in '03, there are a lot of what's over here, they predicted 10 years ago.
Mm.
And they actually anticipated our county population superseding where it is today. They anticipated at that time, Wilson not superseding out of Scotia, but they didn't predict the Eagle, but who did?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
But they're still, with growth of different people that come into town, the studies are showing huge growth, not only in Wilson County for either for play or oil play, but medical, for housing, for this, for that. So don't cut yourself short. Think about it, '03, That was a brush patch.
Yeah.
Think about '03 and today, now look at it. Big difference. That's just 10 years.
But this is
So we'll make that
25
change
and
to,
beyond,
if we're gonna make that
from
change,
today and beyond.
on page 5, under using the map, there's a reference to 2025 as well.
You don't need Susan.
You didn't have it?
Yeah. Just change that as well.
Right. I think that is a fair,
2035.
2035, I think that's a fair critique, and I think
Okay, so
Easy
you
enough
change
to
it
do.
on the front page, Cindy,
it makes sense.
and then on page 5, under using the map.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
And Philip, I've seen maps, you know, in studies tying Catula at 97 and Gonzales at 97 is a full-blown corridor, and Floresville being the evil in the middle.
Really?
Wow.
Very in-depth studies. So, somebody's right.
Yeah.
Lots of cars.
Lots of cars.
Lots of cars, lots of houses.
Well, I know that this isn't really relevant, but I do flooring for new construction custom homes. This time of the year is normally death knell for me. It's absolutely quiet. I've never been so busy in December than I have now, and ever. It's crazy, and I've got people calling me every day. Got another house coming, got another house coming, got another house coming.
They can't get them real fast.
Yeah.
In the little community of folks, there's not availability here for lots. The kids, there's 14 spec homes going on in that small community today.
Well, Les bought them all from you, didn't he?
Huh?
Les Miller.
Yeah, that's a huge actually.
The old business may be a little more than we expected too, because I was reading an article the other day that they're now working at the upper side of Eagle Ford and the lower side of Austin Chalk as being sort of a separate layer than the lower Eagle Ford is being developed now. So we've got that one, plus Eagle Ford is going on now, and then the Pearsall.
Yeah, we got some big things going on there, so. But you guys already tapped in. Keep
If
growing.
you want a time machine, go back 25 years and go buy all those mineral
Isn't that
rights.
unique?
That'd be more fun than you could imagine.
Oh.
Friend of mine, real side note, friend of mine's family sold their mineral rights years ago, years ago. And the man that bought them didn't have any heirs, and when he died, he left it to the church. So she said, I think we'll go talk to the church and see if they'll give them back to us.
I bet they'll jump all over that.
It's a Catholic church.
How'd they get along?
But talked her out of it.
Well, no, don't you understand?
Part of greed.
Okay, so
So,
with the changes, is this what's gonna be presented to city council?
that's what I'm gonna say, can we get a motion on the final draft of the land use plan, that with the changes on page 1 and page 5, that we can approve this and present it to city council? Or if you like that as a motion, can I get a second?
Second. Second.
Okay, there you go, you got it.
Did you make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
And,
May
Ray
second.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, new business, item B, the Planning and Zoning Committee may consider, discuss and/or take action regarding the ordinances in accordance with the final draft of the land use plan.
So is this it, right?
This is the ordinances. Yeah. I don't think we can vote on the parking because it's not on here unless we
Yeah,
take,
it's not on the agenda, so we can't do anything with it.
well, unless we take it under this, isn't it, on those ordinances as well, the parking?
We need to fill the dates.
Mhm.
And
Well, those dates will be filled in when they have the public hearing.
oh yeah, the city council.
And typically, I mean, you're, well before this goes to city council, the city attorney's gonna wanna review this and approve the form and everything, so. That's gotta be done, but I think, I wanna make sure that we're not getting confused here, because we've got two separate things that we have to accomplish going on. One is the adoption of the future land use plan.
Right.
The other is revisions to the zoning ordinance. Okay. Those are,
Is it?
and that's what I
I
had,
didn't print those out, did I?
that's what I had prepared here, a series of how I think we should actually go into this,
Okay.
this ordinance.
And that is
change it up. And
separate.
That's a separate
Separate
thing.
set of items. That we'll deal with at the next meeting. It doesn't need to be done at the same time as or presented to the city at the same time as the plan. You agree?
I think it's good to get the plan done and maybe let the council know that this is kind of some of the things that we discussed so that they can be aware of it, but,
Because that is from our big list of questions we have for you, right?
yes, this is what generated the big list of questions.
Yes, yes, okay.
And we've got the replies to the questions, which all make sense.
Yeah, I emailed that to you all.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got that here.
Okay, okay.
The clarification of the B1 neighborhood
Yes.
districts, B2.
Yeah, those are some of the questions that came in after.
The other one was to strike one.
Okay, and the parking is part of the changes to the zoning.
But that's on the
Yeah.
list, okay. Did you get that email?
But a lot of this parking is governed by the state. You wouldn't vote on some of this stuff.
It's not governed by the state.
None?
The only thing that's governed by the state is accessible spaces. So handicap
Or
parking.
retail, by government by the state?
No. No, it's entirely a local thing, if a community chooses to require parking standards at all.
I know this has been taped, but I was word this diplomatically. I think if we throw the land use plan, the ordinances and the parking, everything to the city council at once, I think it's too much for them. I really do. I hate to say that, but I think it is.
Not for the agenda.
Right. So let's get the city.
It would make their agenda too long,
Oh, I
so
can
we're gonna,
understand.
you know, do it.
Kind of ease them into it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we'll do the
The names.
land use today, and we'll do the ordinances.
The ordinances are it's gonna take some,
That's gonna take a lot of.
The
it's gonna take
meetings.
couple meetings, and it's gonna take, people are gonna have a lot of questions about it, and you may wanna do a separate workshop presentation or something like that.
It's probably a good idea with the ordinances to sit down to a workshop with the city council.
There's no reason they can't, at this point, take
This year,
take that
with this.
with this, and with that map, and
Mhm.
adopt that. There's no reason they can't do that right now. I think we're to that point.
Excuse me, you recommended that we do an overlay as opposed to a pyramid zoning?
Yes.
Yes.
Pyramid
Is it called overlay that you?
This pyramid is
What
what
number
we
are you
have right
talking
now,
about?
Pyramid's what we have now, which is,
Number
which
12.
Uh-huh.
may have worked 20-something years ago. but-
Oh.
So is what you're recommending called an overlay district? No, that's for downtown, strictly downtown. Well, what's the other type zoning, what's the,
What's it
land?
called? As opposed to pyramid.
What's opposite of
Uh,
pyramid? Hole in the ground?
It's not really, you call it Euclidean, but.
But it's not,
I can't spell.
That's what I was saying, I think.
That's the second time that word's come up today.
U-C-L-I-D-I-A-N.
Call it.
Don't you want to meet it?
interesting.
What's Euclid?
Euclidean, that goes back to
That's like
the 1926, 1922 case that validated
One of
the
the
cities had the
amendments.
ability to zone.
Right.
It was Euclid versus Amber.
What's another word for that?
It's just called,
Standalone zoning?
I call it discrete district zone,
Okay.
but you'd be hard pressed to find any planners call it the same thing. So there's not really, this is one of those things there's not really a name for. We just know that there is a thing called pyramid and cumulative.
Unpyramid.
We don't
Or
want-
We don't,
uncumulative.
and they have a name because they haven't worked very well.
no.
Oh, I thought you recommended.
No, move away from.
No.
Moving away from pyramid
But that's what we have now,
to something that we don't know
Something
what,
that's discrete
doesn't have a
district.
name.
because we want like your
Oh, I know
industrial to
what
be,
you mean.
remember, in one area.
Oh, I
And then
agree with it. I
You
just
don't want
wanted-
the city park next to be
Yeah.
the sewer plant, you know? Cause,
We already got that.
you know, 'cause there's downwind, you know?
What is that?
Things like that.
Okay, but they didn't put a restaurant
And you
in.
don't wanna have a school next to a jailhouse, you know, things like that.
Or
Got
our
that.
theme park, but we got it.
Goodbye.
And it's not being, I don't know what I wanna say, discriminating, capricious.
Arbitrary.
It's just letting them know you can have it, but it's,
Right.
Right. You've accounted for all the possible uses in some place in the city, so you're not completely zoning things out,
no,
okay?
yeah.
You're not being exclusionary, you're being inclusionary. You're
There you
saying,
go.
yes, you're part of the community,
That's
but we have strategic objectives, and so there are some locations in the city that are better to have certain things than others.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it mine.
You can do what you want to do.
You gotta understand that down here, there's two terms of zoning things out. There's zoning things out and there's zoning things out.
Okay.
And there's an awful lot of zoning things out.
It's a lot to take on.
But obviously, the zoning ordinances that we have now, like I said, may have worked 20, 25 years ago, or in the 90s when they last did this ordinance. It's a little harder. It's a little harder now.
Yeah,
Especially when you have
You
to
gotta
know.
just do, you're due for another look at your zoning ordinance, and that's what we tried to do.
Because these ordinances are from 95.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, times are different like that.
But we can submit that in with the plan, because it's only a suggestion.
Right.
It's a document for discussion. Because I'm sure that there'll be one or two council members that will actually read it and comment on it. We're going back to what we need to vote on today, which is this, is to.
So this, that,
Yeah,
to a recommendation for adoption. Here's the name.
If I had, yeah, here we go. Find a clip right there. This is what we wanna do.
This is what we're gonna present today.
That's it.
It's too scary, it's too scary that it's simple like that.
It'll be simple long.
okay, Teddy, make a motion.
I move that, we approve the ordinances in accordance with the final draft of the land use plan
And the map.
and the map.
I'll put that on.
And map.
Second,
I second it.
right, all in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
So what's the next step?
Adjourn.
Okay, so we put this to city council,
Yes.
and then or public hearing with city council? Is that how it works?
They
Yeah.
would have to do a public hearing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a public hearing. To adopt it.
For the one that didn't show up here.
Yeah.
So that's posting notices in the paper and for the people.
Mhm.
And then it's an action for the city council as well to adopt it, okay? And then what's after that?
We do the
We
ordinance.
still
And
need
then,
ordinance.
and then you need to be revising your zoning ordinance. And then we'll kind of tackle that, revising the zoning ordinance.
You've done what you were contracted to do.
Yes.
Have you been paid?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Want to make sure.
Already?
Yes.
Want to make
He's
sure.
lucky, devil. You lucky bugger, you are.
Great!
So the zoning is not included in there?
No.
I thought it
No, that was
was.
not part of the original briefing contract. So when we come to look at that, is that something you would take on and give us
Yes.
a quote on what it would cost to do
Yes,
that?
yes, although I think I'd like to have a discussion with Cindy and city manager perhaps on maybe something that'll get you guys a little better value. And just
Okay.
tackling it as a project.
Well, I know that we talked originally, when you had first given us a bid, there were various ways we could do it with a university or college doing some of the work.
But if the cost wasn't that different.
It wasn't,
And
it
the
certainly
time
wasn't,
element.
that much difference to lose that control. So I don't know what you've got planned, but by all means, that's something we'd like to come back to you on.
Good. Yeah, well, I'd certainly like to hope you guys see this through.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's an integral part of all this, and that's gonna be the one that's gonna put the fox amongst the chickens.
And then where's all the additional help that we're going to help you enforce it?
We'll see,
Let me talk to our city manager.
well, remember, we needed this,
Usually you
this
have
is,
to more help, if you add more ordinances that you got.
yeah.
You need more. You need somebody to help enforce this.
But the thing is,
No.
it's good that we
No,
have
just
this
allow
because it's
the
gonna
lesser.
help with the master plan, bringing it all together.
I thought
Yeah,
it
put
was
some
in
teeth
the
in what you do.
beginning,
So we can really,
but it's-
so people can look at us and say, oh, we'll give them a grant, we'll give them this, because this is what we need to even look into that.
We need to raise money by whatever means necessary to include a health inspector for the city of Floresville and an ordinance inspector to do that.
Code enforcement.
They would, I am absolutely certain, would cover their costs in fines alone.
The first day?
The first day, they'd probably pay for the first year.
Oh, yeah.
And get riders scrapped.
Yeah, yeah.
Give
Give them
them
an
a,
iPad.
bulletproof.
Did we adjourn?
We'll be right. Motion to adjourn?
I second.
Done. We are adjourned.
All said and all done.
Thank you, all of you, for all the work you've done. Cindy, you particularly as well, you've done an awful lot. In getting this pushed through over the last 8 months, I am not sorry to see the back of it. Well, the back of our, now it's got to go through, and I'm sure when we have the city council meeting, I'd like everybody to be there if they could.
You scared of it?
Hmm? No.
Should
No,
we?
but I'm prone to getting annoyed sometimes when I get asked stupid questions.
I was, are you like a one-man army?
If we're all gonna be there for city council, check
The
with,
British are coming.
Oh, we
to-
can't.
check with council.
Yeah, we can't do that. Okay.
I would think, I don't even know when the next meeting's at.
19.
Tomorrow.
No, after the New Year. It's not, this is not gonna be in tomorrow's meeting.
No, I would have thought it'll be at least one meeting or 2 meetings away.
I wanna say maybe the 9th or the 23rd.
We just let us know.
I will.
But we can't all be there, you're right, because that would be a call. How come your light stays on, Sam?
Because I leave it on.
So she can find her phone.
Our next, Cindy, our next regular meeting is what you were.
Well, typically what we're supposed to do is, we're supposed to approve the dates for 2014, so we'll probably do that. But since the first Wednesday is New Year's Day, it'll be the week after. So I'll be able to, we'll talk about dates. And I don't know if we're going to, are we good with people? Do we need to?
I think, I
Reelect or
need,
not reelect,
I need to look and
reappoint?
see, with Chris Talamantes, whether he's missed the last 3 meetings or not. And if he has, we probably need to replace him.
It's real hard because he works.
And I
late.
understand, yeah,
Yeah.
and I like Chris,
He
he's a
works
good
late,
guy.
it's hard for him.
Yeah, and I know he struggled with this
Mhm.
with this government cutback and everything. But we've still got to get our work done.
Yeah.
So you've got those notes, right?
Yeah.
Can't really just-
I was just thinking what Will was saying, what news coming, and I got something, but I don't wanna say it. I'm scared.
I'll say it, I'm not scared.
Huh?
I'll
Well,
say
what
I'm
is
not
it you want to
scared.
say? I'll say it.
I just gotta do more research on massage therapy place, but I don't know if that's what
We
it
already got one.
There's different,
Where is this?
there's different levels of them.
is.
Is
There you
that-
go.
They're
Is that-
putting one?
There's different levels
There's
of them.
different levels.
Now,
Yeah.
one's a masseuse you don't want to be. A massage therapist is a good guy.
Well, it depends, it's with or
Johnny.
without a happy
Yeah.
ending.
Exactly, and you know, you want the Swedish or the British or the.
Right.
Then